doing something that I enjoy a lot, which is rap music, and more specifically an AI that helps to write the rap lyrics. So this AI is called Deepbeat. So what exactly is Deepbeat? So Deepbeat was created by a group of PhD students from this university in Finland. So it's sort of like their FYP. So three main motivations for them to create this project. First, they wanted to challenge the assumptions against AI, like what are the limitations or the preconceived the boundaries that AI cannot match. And next, they also wanted to create something that the general public can relate to, something that everybody sort of knows. And they also wanted to create something that has some sort of commercial value. So something that they can try to make money with. Okay, so what are the assumptions that they are trying to tackle? So it's something like what can the machines and AI not do that what are the what are some things that the machines and AI that cannot match up with humans? So some of these thoughts are also shared by a lot of the very the known figures like the Jack Ma and this Dr. Ian Pearson. So more specifically, what Deepbeat is the assumption that Deepbeat is trying to tackle is that a machine and AIs cannot do creative works like arts or music. Okay, so before I go into the details of the AI, as per every the model development stage, you got to know what's the problem that you're trying to solve. So for this project, the PhD students will try to solve this problem statement. I given a sequence of n lines, which are like some rap lyrics. How can we create a set of relevant lyrics that rhymes? So as you all know, the rhyming is something that is quite essential in rap. Okay, so what's the approach that they've taken? They try to approach this task as more of like an information retrieval task. I mean that if I give you a line of rap, all the model is supposed to do is to take the next best line out of all the lines in their database. So it's not like the model is trying to come up with something new. It's just trying to come up with a best the answer that it already has in the model. Okay, so the what makes rap good? It essentially boils down to three factors: rhyming, which is essential part of rap; structural similarity, which refers to the length of each lines. So for two lines, right? If they are of similar length, that means that it has very good structurally is very good. And also semantic similarity, which refers to the theme. So whether or not the whole lyrics has like an overarching theme, be it like love or violence or whatnots. Okay, so before we dive deeper into the model, maybe it's going to be good to have some sort of background about what makes rap good. So a typical pattern of rhyme in rap will be used for 4 lines. So for example, from the first to 4 lines, the last word can end with words like cat, lad, mad, pet. Then on the 5th line, ideally it should end with a word of a different rhyme. So if it does, then there will be a good rhyming pattern. And next, the most common the rhyme type is assonance, which means that only the vowel sound is shared. So for example, if you read this line, if you read this line, you can see that the underlined words, they sound the same. So essentially, if the words sound the same, right, that means that the assonance is met. So because they have to make the rhyming an input for their model. So to do so, they have to do something to make it as a numerical input. So in that sense, they created this measure called rhyme density. So to create rhyme density, they compiled a list of close to 11,000 songs. Then they scan through all the lyrics to see how long is the assonance rhyme. Then from there they allocate a score to it, and this score is depicted by the average length of the rhyming. So for example, if you see the example up there is about 3 words, then so total about 5 plus 4 plus 4 about 13 words. So it essentially that's the score, and they have a scale for that, and they didn't really share the scale. So that's just the rough guideline. So because their database is so huge, right? 11,000 songs, and maybe if let's say each song has the 50 lines, that's going to be a whole lot of lines already. So how do you shortlist this large pool of lines into a smaller candidate set for you to for the model to come up with the answer more efficiently and don't use up so much memory lah. So they came up with this idea of having a candidate set. So essentially is how to streamline the big pool into a smaller pool. Okay, so they have a three-step approach to come up with this candidate set, which is the smaller pool. So for example, you see for every line in all the lyrics, right? They first change it in they first may go through a phonics transcription. So you see from the English alphabets that we are more familiar with to the more the things that we don't really understand. Then from that, because you're only interested in the assonance rhyme, which is the vowel sounds, so they remove the consonants. Then from there, because you're trying to compare the length and the best kind of rhyming pattern is always at the back of the lines, so they reverse the order so that it's easier for the model to check. Like you just check the one on the extreme left, then you go from that order. Okay, so they do so for all the lines in across all the 11K songs, and that's going to make it easier for them to come out with the selection of the smaller pool. Okay, so more specific steps about how to choose this smaller pool. Okay, so are given a set of lines to choose the smaller pool. They first have to sort the large pool according to length and rhyme density. The exact way they sort is not really mentioned. Then after that, they'll do a binary search. The searching the variable will be the end line. Then the pool will be the entire pool. Then whichever the line that best fits the line that they are trying to solve for, right, will be inserted into the candidate set lah. Then from there, if this so for example, if this answer, the best line is line L, right, they'll repeat the same model for this line L until you come up with 4 good lines. So as I mentioned earlier, a good rhyme pattern would only last for 4 lines. So once this is achieved, then they will they'll go to the next line lah. So essentially the model has already done its job already. So the human must input another line for the model to come up with another set of 4 lines. Yeah. Okay, you all roughly get it, right? Okay, great. Okay, so why they tried a lot of searching method and they realized that binary search was the most efficient and it's the fastest and it saves the most of the memory. Like you don't use up so much memory, and also the calculation for complexity is a bit complicated lah. Maybe you can leave it for another time. But then just to tell you all, the complexity is actually log n. Okay, so once they released this paper, right, there's a lot of backlash, a lot of opinions lah. So but there's many two schools of thoughts. Those that are for the model feels that to some extent it shows that AI and machine can be used for creative works lah. And there's also a lot of not a lot, some the more rappers that are trying to emerge into the scene. They actually approach this group of the students and try to incorporate their own rap lyrics into the model to see whether the measurements can try to add up, see whether can help them to improve or not. But then I think in general, it angered the rap community. A lot of the notable rappers, I think one of the more famous one, maybe Drake, he came out and said that actually this machine is something that shouldn't be used for such a purpose lah. And the more hardcore coders, they feel that this is not a lyrics writer, it's just a lyrics retriever because you're just copying other people lah. So maybe some plagiarism involved lah. Yeah, so that's just the overall idea of how this the AI model is like. And I can give you an example lah, not me rapping, but of this other person rapping. So actually, you see this guy, right, is one of the students' classmates. So you see on the left, the lady holding the flipboard, right? The one on words written in black are the lyrics. Then the words in red are where these lyrics come from. So the actual song, because it's a retrieval process, you know. Okay, so now I'll give you a short listen.
Testing. in the building and I came tonight. I wonder if you'll pay attention if I change the price. And all of you say I have a dream, I'm the dreamer. The mirror says you're the next American leader. The struggle bound themes, just a smuggle. Just a lie to my people that's caught up in the struggle. And it's always gonna be a struggle in this hustle. Zip it, shout, hustle, lift, build muscle. Nah, how it feel to wake up and be the shit in urine. Yeah, I'm fresh up off the plane and I hit the town straight from touring. I'll hit you with more shots than Bruce Lee, got in fist of fury. She said she had some drinks in the cooler and I had an invitation. Fourth inning man in Christ, he is a new creation. Before I say that, wait, let me issue this statement. I can say I like a challenge, you to me is painless. I had a dream rap wouldn't work, they think I'm gone but I'm fine like a woman's curves. But the truth hurts to be murdered with spoken words. My savior on the curb and I rarely go to church. I be with Ben Frank so much he's starting to look like me. And now I'm back in the kitchen, but should I be? Ain't too much real left, but right here you can find it. They say I'm on an island in Thailand and wildin'. Well, truth is in the building and I came tonight. I wonder if you'll pay attention if I change the price. And all of you say I have a dream, I'm the dreamer. The mirror says you're the next American leader. The struggle bound themes, just a smuggle. Just a lie to my people that's caught up in the struggle. And it's always gonna be a struggle in this hustle. Zip it, shout, hustle, lift, build muscle.
Okay, well, not bad, this guy. Okay, so I think personally my conclusion is that I'm also against the model lah, because I feel that the artists, they spend a lot of time and effort to try to come up with a coherent the rap that has a good theme, has a good rhythm, good rhyming and everything. So I feel that maybe you can leave some of the jobs for humans, not everything that the machines can try to take over. Yeah, so with that, thank you everybody.